Jackson, and after 18 years as an award-winning business leader, I'm here to share, guide, and inspire you on your journey upward and inward. I want you to live an empowered existence because you deserve it. This is a spiritual space for those seeking to make a difference in their lives and the lives of others. We will talk life design, healing, spirituality, and business. I'm sharing what I know to be true. Thank you for being here. Let's go within. Sorry, that little snippet of music that y'all hear when the video comes in, that's one of my best friends, Nefertiti Avani. She's an artist, a musician. She's brilliant. She's beautiful. She's spiritual. She's all the things. And she's signed to Death Row Records. Snoop Dogg. That is. Welcome back. Y'all back. Okay, y'all. Okay, I didn't scare y'all away the first time. Y'all back. I love it. So y'all know that the last episode, like, I talked about like just transitions, and I just dropped all of these different things, right? I think I was everywhere, but I dropped a lot of things. And today we are talking about the 3 C's of our life's journey. And people transitioning between those is why a lot of people end up fumbling, or people, they're supposed to be in one form, but they're stuck in another form. What are the 3 C's? So first off, let me say that I came up with this concept one night, and I was up and I was just thinking about how much time we spend scrolling, how much time we spend on our phones, how much time we spend just wasting hours watching other people, not knowing that, this is a form of consumption. We're consuming so much, and we wonder why we're stressed. We wonder why we can't sleep. We wonder why our journeys in our lives just feel so convoluted, like we don't know which direction we're going. The people who are really hitting the pavement hard, they don't have time to consume all the time. They just don't. And consumption can show itself in many forms. So out of the 3 C's, we have consumption, contemplation, creation. The bottom level is consumption. And consumption, like I said, can show up in all kinds. You have reading, you have social media, which is where most people are, you have TV. Like, those are the 3 main forms of consumption that we have currently in our society. Music is a form of consumption as well, what you're listening to, right? Consumption also can move over to the base level of what food you're eating. But consumption is the base level. Consumption is when you take time to distract yourself in one way, shape, or form. Reading a spiritual book, it's not necessarily, you don't really see it as the same kind of distraction as you would maybe someone who's on their Instagram or their TikTok, but it's all a form of distraction. Anything that keeps you moving, that has you like away from sitting still or away from some particular task at hand, is potentially a distraction. And I know some people who read, and take forever to activate what they're learning. They're just stuck in consumption mode. They haven't activated contemplation and creation mode. But yes, consumption is the bare minimum. When people are in consumption mode, they take time, either daily, weekly, monthly, to absorb something that they do see as a distraction, or something that could be feel good, or something that they just want to indulge in. The problem comes into play when you get stuck in consumption mode, which is where a lot of people are. The problem comes into play when you should be working, you should be building, you should be like manifesting, you should be stepping into another level of yourself, but yet you are stuck looking, comparing, and following suit of what everybody else is doing around you. That is, unfortunately, a terrible thing. Consumption mode, although we all go through it at different times of our life, those people who sit around and they're like, oh, I should have did this, or I should have did that, or I should have, could have, would have, those people at some point in their time got stuck in consumption mode. They got stuck being a viewer. They got stuck being a follower. And I'm not saying everybody's meant to do something. I'm not saying everybody has to do something. Some people may be fine just being at home, just living their life, just doing all those things. That's perfectly fine. But if you ever want to, if you're at a place where you want to be a free thinker for yourself, you have to get out of consumption mode, because everything is about something. It's everything that's on the planet right now, including the Bible, the Quran, the the Metunetter, the Bhagavad Gita, everything that's on our planet was created by somebody or somebody's, and you're consuming it. So as you think about that, I mean, really think about that. Are you stuck in consumption mode? Have you not crossed over into contemplation or creation? You should ask yourself that question. Are you stuck in consumption mode? Next, I need you to also think about, are you in contemplation mode? And contemplation mode is centered around you thinking for yourself, you mapping out and planning what you need to do next. You sitting back thinking how you're going to activate something that you've been planning to activate. Contemplation mode is that moment before a man proposes to a woman. You know, contemplation mode is that time when a woman's pregnant and she's nesting in preparation for that baby. Contemplation mode is when you're sitting down actively planning, journaling, meditating, yoga, spiritual things that are diving you into yourself so that you can have a clearer vision and a clearer view of what those next steps are. That is contemplation mode. Contemplation mode is a great place to be in. Problem is, just like with any of the modes, you can't get stuck there. You have to be able to get in there, let spirit talk to you, let them answers come to you, map out what you need to do, and then you need to do it. Ciao. There's a whole bunch of people on this planet who are visionaries, who are individuals who are, they're great at mapping out even a plan, but they suck at execution. They absolutely suck at execution. So are you that person? Because I know a lot of people who suck at execution. I've seen it. And it's a terrible thing. But they know how to put the plan together. They just don't know how to do it. And some people get paid for that. Hell, for a long time, like I got paid to put the plan together and execute it. And now I'm a person that just get paid to put the plan together because I'm a fire starter. I'm going to show you how to execute it. But listen, it's the people who get stuck in that mode. Is that you? Ask yourself that. Are you in consumption mode right now, or are you in contemplation mode right now? Ask yourself that question. Like, drop it down in the chat and the DMs as well. Let me know. Like, I really want to know what phase you're in. Or are you in creation mode? Creation mode is when you have sat and absorbed. You've sat and you've contemplated and you've planned, and now you are actually executing. Remember I said before that contemplation is that woman that's nesting, she's pregnant, she's nesting before that birth, where creation is, she done given birth to that baby. She feeding that baby. She's clothing that baby. She's teaching that baby how to walk. She's moving with consistency as she is living with and taking care of this which she has birthed. You know what I mean? And like I said earlier, contemplation is those months before a man asks a woman to marry him. And now he's engaged, right? Or now he's married and they're in the process. They're living what he set up. They're in creation mode together, right? So creation mode is simply activating and executing that which you have desire to put out for yourself. It could be your personal brand. It could be that business. It could be something in your life. It could be you building furniture and making furniture or making art. It could be any of those things. Creation mode can be you. It could be you writing that book. Creation mode. Contemplation mode with writing because you're putting that outline together, kind of thinking and percolating on what you're going to write about, the tone of it, who, what, when, where, why. That creation mode is actively writing and getting it done. So which mode are you in? Where are you on the spectrum? Are you consuming, which is where most people are? Are you contemplating? or are you creating? And no mode is necessarily a bad thing, right? I'm not going to say that because consumption is at the bottom is a bad thing, but we were made in the image and likeness therein. We are natural creators. We are human creators. We are manifested on this planet in physical form to play, to create, to maneuver, to do. My favorite quick saying, and if I ever had a tattoo, which I don't have a tattoo, but if I had one, I probably would put on me, God moves. Because movement, taking the steps forward, is a major part of the creation mode. And I've been in and out of contemplation and creation mode for a long time. My consumption mode happened when I was younger. Like when I was waking up spiritually, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, I was like in consumption mode. I was um, I was at a place in my life where I was reading every spiritual book I could find. I was at a place in my life where I was really diving into myself. I was at a place in my life where I took time to really, really pay attention to the things that I was watching as I was learning and taking the pieces that were supposed to be for me. And then, probably around 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, I was in a place of contemplation and creation, more so creation. And what I should have been doing was contemplating more. I should have been planning more, and instead I was doing, because I'm a fire starter, and I'll tell y'all what that is in another video. But I move, I move very quickly. I'm a generator. So in some years where I probably should have been sort of contemplating a little more and planning out what I needed to do, I was doing. And now I'm at a place in my life where I'm back in creation mode, but it came after an intense wave of transitioning, an intense wave of being in contemplation mode, of me deciding, as I mentioned in my last video, me deciding that I'm going to make changes in my business. I'm going to simplify some things in my life, and I'm going to clean some things up so that I can really focus on this next level and being a sharer and being a communicator and putting out information that I know is going to be beneficial to people. So in those three C's, where are you right now? Or are you at a place where you're like, yo, I've been in the contemplation phase for a minute. I need to start creating. Or I've been creating for so long. I've been grinding for so long. Child, I'm trying to live that, as some people say, that soft life. They want to go back to consuming. A lot of soft life energy is consumption, reading, relaxing, watching your favorite series, getting that little pedicure, sitting back with your favorite audio podcast, whatever it is. Like, it's a form of consumption. Or are you at a place where you're like, oh my God, I've been sitting around consuming for so long. I need to do something, but I don't know what to do. So now you're getting ready to go into a place of contemplation. Where are you at? Where are you at? And the thing is, as you figure out where you are, I want you to also think about these three things when you figure out where you are. Are you being what are you doing in this space right now? What are you doing in the creation mode, contemplation mode, or consumption mode? What are you doing in that space? What are you consuming? What have you been contemplating? What have you been creating? Ask yourself that question. Next, I want you to ask yourself the question of, all right, I'm in the mode that I'm in. Have I been in this mode too long? Like, real talk, real talk. Let me fix my mic. Real talk. Have you been in the phase too long? Is it time for you to move on? Like, if it's time for you to move on. You know if it's time for you to move on. And the third thing I want you to ask yourself is, what phase do you need to move into next? Now, it's a natural escalation of those three phases. But you may decide, you know what? I've been creating, but I'm going to go back to contemplation. I still got to work out some things. Or you may decide, I've been creating. I want to go take a break from creating and just kind of rest and just get on a humdrum movement of getting things done. I don't want to add no pressure on myself. I want to do this 9 to 5 or simplify my hustle at work or in my career or my entrepreneurship. I'm just going to just flow with it right now. I'm in a flowing state. Or you may decide, you know what, it's time for me to create. I need to gather some more tools, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to birth this baby. What do we need to do? Do I need a doula? Do I need someone to help me in this process? What kind of doctor I need? What kind of midwife do I need? What are the tools and what are the people that you need? If you're going from contemplation to creation, what do you need around you to make that creation happen? I want you to ask yourself these range of questions. What do you need? A lot of times we don't simply ask ourselves, what do we need? Because in our society, we've been taught that a need is not a good thing. If you need something or somebody, that's wrong. And that's some BS. We all need something. I need this air. I need this water. I need a hug from my son. I need conversation from the masculine chosen energy in my life. Like, I need certain things. And I'm never going to feel bad about needing those things. That's what it is. So as you ask yourself right now, I want you to ask yourself, what do you need? What do you need to move from whatever level that you're in right now? What do you need to manifest this next part of yourself? What tools and what type of people do you need? Everybody's always talking about leveling up, but they never really talk about what is needed as you move on to the next levels in your journey. What do you need? It's okay. It's okay to need. We all do. We have needs and wants. It's okay to have both of those. So, going back to what I was saying, those three levels, asking yourself that question. If you need to rewind this video to take some notes, do that. Do that. Rewind it. Watch it again. Like I said, share, like, subscribe if you like this content. There's going to be so much more of it that's coming. I'm going to do a separate segment on each of those three, each of the three C's and what that really means. I'm going to go do a deeper dive into those in different episodes. But like, if you are just now watching this, the three C's are something that is important to life. To me, those are the only three phases that there are. And I'm writing a book called Keep Betting on Yourself. And I'm literally going to spend a lot of that time talking about the different modes of my journey when I was in consumption, contemplation, and creation mode. So I want you guys to ask yourself those questions of what you've done in those modes. Which mode you need to move into next. What are the tools that you need, that you think you need, as you step into those new modes of yourself? All right. And a lot of times people go through a lot of fear, depression, and anxiety because they do not want to transition out of the mode that they're currently in. Some people, they're in consumption mode and their spirit is telling them like, yo, it's time for you to plan, plot. It's time to go. It's time for you to plot. It's time for you to write and put this thing down on paper and get to moving. And instead they continue to consume. They don't move into contemplation mode. And because they don't move into contemplation mode, their spirit becomes depressed. Their body becomes depressed because your spirit's trying to move, but you physically are being stagnant and staying in the same place. And it's people who are in contemplation mode who are now, you done planned enough. It's time for you to create. It's time to go. It's time for you to create. And they're not creating. And again, their spirit is trying to move and their body's right here, staying still. And when there's a disconnect between the spirit and the body, the spirit and the mind, that's when you have things like depression. That's when you have mental illnesses and issues because you're out of alignment with your core movement. You're out of alignment with where your emotions are trying to take you, where you're trying to go. All right? You're out of alignment. So as you guys are moving and you're thinking about these phases that you're in, be honest with yourself, because we can lie to ourselves as much as we think we can. But be honest with yourself. Are you stagnant right now? Are you stagnant right now? And if you are, what do you need to do to fix that? Like immediately. Immediately. That's all I want to talk about today. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for those of you who have joined my newsletter, for those of you who have been emailing me, I appreciate you. I'm going to read off one of the questions on the next video. I'm still compiling some, but I found one that I really like. I'm going to share with you guys. And I thank you so much. Again, what are the three C's? Say them with me. What are the three C's? Say them with me. Consumption, contemplation, creation. Consumption, contemplation, creation. Y'all got this. I believe in you as you manifest yourself forward. Let me know if you have any questions for me. You can send some more questions, anything, phx@phoenixeffect.com. That's phx@PHOENIXAFFECT.com. And I appreciate you all so very much. Please have a beautiful day, week ahead. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And hopefully, child, listen, I did another day with no makeup, no nothing, But my hair, her name is Sarai. That's what I call my hair. Her name is Sarai, honey. She didn't know what to do with herself. So she is pent up with a little hair down on the side. She didn't know what to do with herself. But you know what? We rocking with it. We're not gonna talk about her. We ain't gonna talk about her. She's doing good though. She's doing good. We like her. Okay. Now, I've been talking to my hair for a lot of years. I've cut my hair off bald 3 times because I think sheathing your hair and renewing your spirit is such a beautiful thing. And but yeah, but I told her we're gonna keep her like this for the next, 6, 7 years or so. We're gonna try to rock with it. We're gonna try to lean with it, rock with it. But yeah, I digress. Thank you all for being here. I hope you got something from this video, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Thank you.